Welcome to round 2 of the West Bank Super Series in the mother city, Cape Town. This is the Bridgestone production cars.
On this show, it's round number 2 of the Bridgestone production cars, and we're in one of the most picturesque places in the world, Cape Town. We unleash a new racing format. It's thrilling, fast and gutsy. And would we see the new 3-litre V6 supercharged Audi S4 with its legendary Quattro system and 245 kilowatt standard spec make its long-awaited debut?
For all the information on the West Bank Super Series, SMS the word motorsport to 31329 or visit our website www.westbanksuperseries.co.za and stay in the loop.
One of the highlights of the Bridgestone Production Car Championship was the grid war. It was an opportunity to bring racing and its vibe back to the public. And what better way than to showcase the race cars and drivers? The kids loved it, and so did the dads. Quamby looking relaxed, so were the fans who could not believe their luck mingling with the stars of track. Marshall's good to go. Melville was on the prowl. Marco de Cunha was driving the Nissan. The Afrox BMW of Taylor. Johan Fourie loving the Cape Town support. Duminy of T Ford Racing. Tanith Gardner, the rookie of Team Sassel Subaru in the WRX STI. Modak with the game face on. Sorensen responsible for the race format. And Stephen, look at my new toy. It's here, the new 3-litre V6 supercharged Audi S4.
Qualifying always a very, very important affair here in Cape Town. And the Audis looked like they were going to be dominant, but there were a couple of BMWs thrown in for a good mix. At the front end of the field, at the end of qualifying, the Audi S4 made its debut and put it on pole. Michael Stephen and Johan Fourie making an Audi front row.
On the second row, it was Melville Priest and Anthony Taylor, Team Afrox.
Following the BMWs, the first of the Subarus and the first of the Nissans, a much improved Marco de Cunha.
Next row, Chop Sapuka, and then Richard Pinnard in the other Sassel Subaru.
At the back, Paulo de Cunha in the second of the 350Zs will be pushing hard.
In the brand new S4 Audi, you must be delighted.
Yeah, we're over the moon. The car turned a wheel for the first time yesterday on track. We had a few issues, but I mean, I must all credit to the team and the support guys, Audi and our main sponsors, Engine. You know, they've really done a great job in getting the car on the grid. The team's been working till 12 o'clock since the beginning of January, you know, late nights, and, you know, all credit goes to them, and they're really a great job, and it's all coming together.
How's the car going?
Yeah, we're still running with the older version of the Audi at the moment, but Old Faithful was performing beautiful today and actually this whole weekend, so we can't wait for the new car. Again, on the Indy All backing as well, and yeah, can't wait for the new car. Michael proved today the car was quite fast, so it's encouraging, and we know we can challenge them. The older car is still quite quick at the coast, but up in inlands normally where we struggle compared to the turbo cars. So yeah, I think this round in P will be quite good. And like I said, we're launching our car in P, so I'm very excited, and it's showing what Michael can do already with the car, so it's very encouraging.
Looking forward to seeing what's going to happen in race number 1 now. Audis and BMWs, the front 2 rows. And a great start to the race there for Stephen. He goes into turn 1, Holzhoek, West Bank corner, in the lead with Fourie right on his tail, and the 2 BMs scrapping for 3rd place.
Quite amazing as well, because he's carrying the maximum weight as well, so that's going to hamper him. But I'll tell you what, this Quattro can really push. And this is the thing that the Cape Town crowd has been waiting to see. Fourie in the Old Faithful, the A4, he's looking to debut his brand new S4 in Port Elizabeth.
Looking forward to seeing that, but right now it is the S4 out front of Stephen. It's the Engine Extreme Audi taking on the Indy Oil Boys, and behind them come the two rear-wheel drive BMW 335i's. A much improved start there for Dacunia, but check that out. It is Chop Sapuka, also in an A4, hasn't got the S4 just yet. He has got ahead of Groenewald, and the Subarus are flying formation in the back there behind that second Engine Extreme Audi.
Out the Monsbury on their way down the back straight. Let's have a look at what some of the speeds that they're going to get up to before they get into the braking zone. 200. It'll get up to around about 240 on the brakes hard, of course. It's still Michael Stephen, Fourie, and then Taylor, and then Priest, and then it's the 350's Ed Nissen.
Yeah, Dacunia with a magic start there. He really has got some big improvements on that car, and I know that Grant Verstappen and the team have put in a massive effort to get those cars back and competitive. They are working very hard to try and get the 370Zs out pretty soon, but right now it is 350Zs that are battling side by side with the Subaru of Henry Groenewald coming into Westbank corner. He maintains that inside line, and Groenewald has no answer.
Yeah, he's putting the pressure on big time, just letting him know that he's there. Of course, you're not going to win this race in the first race, but it can put you in a good position in 6 laps of a race. Yeah,
there's only 6 laps in this one. It's a sprint race, and of course, at the end of this, they then go and invert the grid to possibly 2, 4, 6, or 8 positions, and that's really what counts. So it's a bit of a strategy here. You don't necessarily have to win the first one. You can go and push hard and get a good position in the second one. But right now, it's every man for himself, and they are really giving it everything they've got. Coming out of Rose Foundation Sweep, heading up towards Malmesbury, Audi still 1 and 2.
Nice one from Michael Stephen. Of course, he's carrying maximum weight, 70 kilos. Johan Fourie carrying 50. And then Melville Priest is carrying 35. So the weight is going to play a role here today, not only in Class A, but Class T2.
Doesn't seem to be affecting Michael Stephen that much, I can tell you that much, as he comes down onto the braking markers for Cape Town. There's a bit of a move here from Anthony Taylor. Taylor starting to close up on Fourie. There's a move. Subaru on the inside. Dacunia being outdone. Dacunia, not quite sure. I left the door so wide open. You can't afford to do that with Henry Groenewald breathing down your neck.
Well, you can't afford to do that at Cape Town, period.
That's for sure. No way. You cannot open a door up anyway, especially when it's so competitive at the front end. Here comes Taylor. He pulls up alongside. Check him out in the top right-hand corner. How hard he has to work. This is down into the gears, into second gear for Holshoek, Westbank corner. Comes out of holes, absolutely flat out. And look at the Audi starting to squirrel a little bit. Those Bridgestones are working really hard.
Yeah, pulling some G-forces as well, just looking at some of the telemetry going on in the car. It really is a nice angle to watch this sort of stuff. In the engine, still Michael Stephen, Fourie on the run at the moment. And of course, we've got an onboard shot really right now with Anthony Taylor, and he's really having to make that steering wheel work.
Yeah, he's having to work hard to stay with Fourie, but Fourie in the older Audi, that's the A4. The S4 is dominating. It's got it to the front for qualifying. He's got off the line well, and now has led the race from start to finish so far.
All right, final lap, and it's still Michael Stephen. It's going to make its debut win, we hope so. He's just got to carry it all the way down to the corner, Cape Town corner, Fourie on the inside. Haha, what a great move. Brilliant driving. And Anthony Taylor didn't have an answer. Can he get the drive? No, he can't.
Well, your Fourie is pushing as hard as he ever has, and they're coming up on one of the back markers. That's the Liqui Moly car of Michelle Singh. They're going to get blasted past as he comes across the line. The S4 dominates and takes its debut win. Comes out as a rookie, and that's the way to start a season in a brand new car. Well done, Michael Stephen. Confirmation of those results. Michael Stephen taking it in the Engine Extreme S4 Audi. Anthony Taylor in the BMW in second place. Johan Fourie in third. Melville Priest in fourth. And Dacunia in the Nissan in fifth.
Chop Sapuka in sixth. It might be important in the inverted grid. Paulo Dacunia, Richard Pinnock, and Henry Groenewald having some problems.
Michael Stephen, you were in control the entire race. It must have felt brilliant.
Yeah, definitely. A great debut for the Engine Extreme Audi. We couldn't ask for a better start, pole, and a win in race 1. Obviously, it's now reverse grid. We need to draw and see how many reverse, so whether we start 4th, 6th, or 8th. But the car's strong, so hopefully we can come through the field in second race and you know, finish up near the front.
So there we have it. The rolling start has been indicated. They draw that with a marble. 6 cars inverted. So as we said earlier on, here we're back to racing race 2. But Chop Sapuka gets that jump because 6 cars are inverted.
That's right. He gets pole position. Alongside him will be Dacunia. Then you've got Priest tucked in right behind him, looking for a way through early on. But the Nissan on the outside will have the inside line for turn 2, Engine corner. It is an Engine Extreme Audi out front once again, but it is the A4 of Chop Sapuka now. With Chop Sapuka getting to the front so early on and being on pole, he is going to be a... Oh, and already action! Can you believe that? Priest and Dacunia Sapuka coming together, and on the inside, Johan Farid, just the ever wily fox, tries to go round the outside, and he might just sneak through to third. It's 3 cars of pressure, and Farid sneaks into third place. The Cape Town crowd go mad.
Absolutely brilliant, magnificent stuff. I mean, couldn't you? What was happening? We squeezed, he became the sandwich. There it is, of course, out front, the BMWs. It's Priest, Taylor, Furry. We're on board with Michael Stephen in the brand new S4. He's got a lot of work to do here, Greg.
When he comes alongside Acuna as they get onto the back straightaway now, he might just have a little bit of extra grunt down the back straight. He gets past Acuna. Look at that car. Absolutely shredded the front end. Here comes the second of the Acunas. The Q8 boys are working hard here, and they're trying to catch the Engine Extreme. Audi, and I tell you something, it's not going to be easy for them. Right now, Chop Sapuka, with all little action in the background, has disappeared at the front.
Yeah, we've seen him do this before in previous races, even last year. I mean, you know, he was on a charge. You give him a sniff in the front, and I'll tell you what, he's very, very, very difficult to pass indeed. On board with Anthony Taylor in the Afrox BMW, on the way down to the first corner. It's a tight left-hander. Taylor trying to get on the inside of Melville Priest. Priest isn't having any of it, of course, and look in the front, he's just motoring away at the moment.
Chop Sapuka leading out. Priest and Taylor battling hard in the 2 Afrox cars. See a little bit of damage underneath that door as he just picked up some debris. That's Anthony Taylor. There's Farid on the inside of Stephen, just maintaining that position in 4th, trying to keep the S4 out, but it's not going to be easy because that car, as we saw in the first race, has got a little bit extra power and definitely a better handling package, because look at that, he came out of the kink, just kept it buried and drove around the outside of Farid into Rose Foundation.
Yeah, Farid doing well. He will always do well in the Cape Town areas and the coastal areas as well. Battles a little bit up in the higher ground, but I'll tell you what, if he's going to have a chance today, this has got to be it.
Sure, look at how hard Anthony's working in that top right-hand shot. And they're getting up to just over 230 k's an hour as they get onto the braking market. There you go, look at that. 210, 215, 220, 225 k's an hour. Then you hit the brakes hard and turn into Cape Town corner and come right up on your teammate. Melville Priest is having to keep his eyes on those wing mirrors because Taylor wants through and wants through bad.
Just goes to show you, doesn't it, Greg, how well these cars are set up. I mean, you're going at that speed, you're hard on the brakes, and you have to get into Cape Town corner. It's a very, very sharp corner. Back to the racing action at the moment. There was a shot of Henny Grunewald. Not on the pace at the moment, but looks like he's improving. On board with Anthony Taylor at the moment. Into that first corner. He's got a lot of work to do to catch down and chase down Chop Sapuka.
Out of West Bank corner, they come heading up towards NGN now. This is the Joubert Straight. We might see a move here from Taylor. If that door opens up, he's going to sneak through. He's made a move. He's going to go on the inside, and Priest has realized, I think, that Taylor probably got a little bit better pace than he has, and he's going to allow Anthony to run at the front now and maybe just pull him up towards Chop Sapuka.
None of these teams have racing orders in terms of what we might see in Formula 1, but I'll tell you what, they do drive with integrity, and they are clever. They'd rather have full points than no points.
You know, you don't want to be taking out your teammate. That's more important. But check this out. It is an Engine Extreme Audi sandwich at the front end, and Taylor's going to try and sneak away around the outside of Chop Sapuka. He's going to have to fight hard. Chop's at the front. He's been there for 4 laps, and he is not going to let this go.
Yeah, wide comes to mind, don't you think?
Oh, very wide. A8 style, but never mind A4 or S4. That's the A4 in front. The S4 is in 4th place at the moment. It's got 2 BMWs still to try and find a way. Rubbing's racing, and there was a little tap there on the bumper, and I think Taylor's just making it known that he is coming and coming big time.
Yeah, it only takes that. It just takes a little bump, a little nudge to get off. Like, oh, he tries to go down the outside. Chops is not having anything, driving a very tight line, making it, as we said, very wide on the way down to Malmesbury. If Taylor's got to have a chance, he has to do another back straight. Does he have the power? Let's have a look.
Well, he should have the power. Let's see if he can run with this Audi. These guys very evenly matched. The new system that Bridgestone production... Oh, a car's run off!
Stephen!
Michael Stephen has gone off. The second of the Audi Engine Extreme cars has gone off. That's the S4, and that is going to blow his chances of getting to the front end.
Taylor!
But his teammate is still battling hard and trying to keep Taylor at bay. Taylor going to try around the outside. Around the outside of Cape Town corner. You can normally do it because it's a banked corner, but Chop Sapuka is just driving the wheels off this Audi.
We are getting close to the final lap, and he's being chased down big time. One more corner. Anthony Taylor, does he have the grunt? Does the car have the grunt? Chops driving brilliantly. He's going to have to really get a good line into this first corner right now. Oh,
Check out
Anthony Taylor nudges him.
Check out offensive he went there. He just forced Anthony wide, and look at that! Sneaking up the inside. He didn't see him coming, and Melville Priest has gone a second. This is awesome racing. Absolutely brilliant stuff. And in the background, it's actually Henny Grunewald who has capitalized on the mistake, not only of Michael Stephen, but of Johan Farid, and has got the Subaru up in a 4th place.
I reckon Taylor didn't see that coming. So the final lap, Chop Sapuka trying to hold on for dear life. The 2 pressing Afrox BMWs. Anthony Taylor wants that position back. I don't think he's got enough time. Priest did a remarkable inside move there, and it's going to be Chops. I think he'll do it.
First win of the year for Chop Sapuka, and this is the send off the car, because remember, by the time we get to PE, his home track, he'll be in the S4. I don't know if he wants to get out of the S4 considering that car's going so well, but Chop Sapuka is ecstatic. He takes his first victory and a second victory on the day for the Engine Extreme Audi team.
He is so stoked.
Confirmation of those results. Chop Sapuka taking it from Melville Priest and Anthony Taylor. Fastest lap of the race going to Henny Groenewald, and he got to 4th. And Fourie in 5th place in his Audi.
In 6th, Paolo de Cunha. Richard Pinnon in the other Subaru in 7th. Michael Stephen, who went off, ended up 8th and 9th. Marco de Cunha didn't finish.
So a very, very happy Chop Sapuka. You don't see this often. Check him out doing the victory dance, and he is very, very happy.
He's got moves. In the sprint series, another 2 to come. You hate to think what's going to happen next, but I'll tell you what, Chop Sapuka, flag to flag from the inverted grid. And I'll tell you what, it wasn't easy out there for you, lots of pressure.
I drove my heart out there. Big thanks to Engine, big thanks to the guys, the whole team. From the single-seater guys, Polo Cup guys, they're all stuck in to try and help me get up there. Big thanks to them for their sleepless nights. But more importantly, it's such a very, I'd rather say, an emotional moment for me. I've always wanted to have a race win in production cars, and every time it was there, it just seemed to be fading away. But this one, I drove with all I had.
Drivers, heroes, legends. Motorsports and passion. It is a world where mere men and women make their mark and cement their name in history.
Bridgestone production cars. Legends. Terry Moss.
Legends that still come to mind.
Sean van der Linde.
I mean, Grant van Schalkwyk.
Robbie Smith.
Eddie Keeson comes to mind as well. Sean Watson-Smith.
Michael Briggs. Grant McCleary.
There was Charles Wilkin in the mix, always. Mike White.
Dion Joubert. Tony Viana.
These are big, legendary names.
Take a look around you.
These drivers of today are the legends of tomorrow.
Fastest man from race 1 goes into pole position for race 3. Another 6 laps of action coming your way, and it's Taylor versus Stephen into Westbank Corner.
I'll tell you what, with this racing format as well, we've seen a situation of a lot of lead being exchanged because the weight displacement, the ballast, success ballast, is changing hands all the time. So who's got the 70 kilos? Well, it must be Michael Stephen.
And they come around the outside. Look at that, Subaru on the inside. Henry Groenewald has found some pace in race 2. He's maintained that pace for race 3, and he's already looking to go up the inside and maybe sneak the first position away from the BMW. It's BM versus Subaru versus Audi. 3 manufacturers in the top 3 positions. That's what production cars is all about. So heading up towards Malmesbury, it's BMW and the Subaru, but look at that Subaru's pace. I've got to say something. The little problems that the Subaru team had in qualifying has paid off here, because I think Henny Groenewald might be on some almost brand new rubber, and that's going to help him out here in race 3.
All right, back to racing reality. In the meantime, it is Michael Stephen out in front in that brand new S4 into Cape Town corner. Look at Henny Groenewald. He is pushing. Fourie going along for the ride and hoping that the BMW Afrox team will create a gap out of that. Still leading. All the pressure. Henny Groenewald has got some blistering pace.
Yeah, he certainly has. He comes out of Cape Town corner through the kink down towards turn 1 Westbank corner, and he could possibly steal second place away from Anthony Taylor. On his outside, look out for Melville Priest trying to go defensive and keep Fourie out, but Fourie goes on the inside and he sneaks through too. Both the BMWs being forced wide and both of them losing out, and possibly even both of them losing out to that 4th position. Fourie forces Taylor wide. Taylor has to go very evasive coming out of Westbank corner, and Fourie unfortunately just not in the right line for the second turn.
You know, I suspect you're right, Greg, in terms of Henny Groenewald. That rubber that he's got on that, he's really got some serious grip there and drive, which is vitally important. Chasing down Michael Stephen. This is going to be a battle royale at the moment. Nowhere in the picture are the BMWs. It's a two-horse race at the moment. It is Audi versus Subaru.
Yeah, it's Quattro versus all-wheel drive too. Remember, both these cars with a four-wheel drive system, and the Quattro seems to be winning out at the moment, but it's only just a matter of time. Because Groenewald is all over the back of Steven, and Steven now having to go very defensive to keep him out. De Cunha's with a massive improvement, I've got to say. Both those 350Zs are seriously contending now, and in with a chance of taking a victory. Here comes Groenewald down the back straight away, looking on the inside. It's Subaru versus Audi.
Got it.
The Audi is going to lose out here, and Henny Groenewald hits the front for the first time today.
Fantastic, and he'll need those points because they haven't had a really great run right on board right at the moment with Michael Steven. It is the brand new S4, and he's got Henny Groenewald in front of him. He needs to find a way through here. On the way down to the main straight, it'll be a dice to that first corner. Henry Groenewald's got the better line at the moment. Michael Steven has to come around the outside if he's going to have a chance.
Well, the grip is definitely better on the Subaru. As he comes into West Bank corner, he leads out now. He's definitely made that stick, but Michael Steven is going to make him work for it. Behind comes Taylor. Taylor keeping Fourie out only just. How much longer can he do, especially if he's running wide like he is there. Goes defensive into Engine corner, as does Henny Groenewald. The Engine Extreme Audi can't find a way past. Neither can the India Oil one. The Afrox BMW of Taylor has gone very, very wide and very defensive to keep out that second Audi. As they come to the closing stages, they're coming up on the back end of the second of those Subarus. As we see a move here from Fourie, trying to go around Anthony Taylor. And this is the battle for third place, because now, remember, Henny Groenewald is out front. His teammate, Tanith Gardner, of course, stepping into the car there for Richard Pinard, who had to head up to Joburg early on.
Well, no wonder he's got tickets for Neil Diamond.
Now, he had to go far, travelling far. As they come across the line, though, can you believe the action here? The checkered flag comes out. It's a victory for the Sassel Subaru team, and Henny Groenewald is going to be very happy with the progress that they've made, considering all the problems they had earlier on in the weekend. A great finish to race 3.
Right, let's have a look at the confirmation at the results at the moment. As they stand, Henry Groenewald, a race win. 2, Michael Steven, Anthony Taylor in 3rd, Johan Fourie in 4th, and Melville Priest in 5th.
Behind the BMW comes Marco de Cunha in the first of the 350Zs, then Chop Sapuka, race 2 winner down in 7th, de Cunha in 8th, and Tanith Gardner in 9th place.
So 6 cars inverted, rolling start. Let's go racing, Greg.
Yeah, the man on pole, that is de Cunha. He would have decided that we're going to go do a rolling start. And can we see the Q8 Oils Tubular Tech machine take its first victory? It leads into turn 1, but he's got 6 laps of some very serious action heading his way.
Fourie bouncing all over the place on the inside. Not a great place to be, but in a good position for corner 2. But I'll tell you what, this Q8 Oils Tubular Tech Nissan 350Z Nissan, if he gets it in front, he's got a good chance. He's a great driver.
He is one of the best drivers that we've got out there, and you can't be a bad driver if you're in Class A of production cars. And de Cunha has had a bit of problems with that 350Z, but you can see that they have found the problems, sorted them out, and now he leads the race. And remember, Steve, the other factor to take into account here is he's going to be on very little, if not any weight at all. So that is going to play into his hands, and he might be able to keep the heavier cars behind him.
100%, Greg. Well spotted there as well. Right now, Fourie, if he's got a chance, he's going to have to make this. He's in 3rd at the moment. He needs to get on the podium. He needs points big time. He doesn't want to let too many people get in front of him at the moment on that back straight down to Cape Town corner. Oh, look at this. It's the BMW Afrox. It's trying to go on the outside. I think, of course, de Cunha's got a better line. Fourie coming up. No. So, Priest, and then Fourie behind him, and still leading out as a Nissan.
3-way battle for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Then there's a little bit of a gap to a 4-way battle for 4th place. And as they come across the line, you can see just how hard Priest is pushing. He wants by, but de Cunha is going to make that 350Z probably as wide as a Nissan truck. You are not going to get past me, and I am definitely going to make this my win. We're coming into West Bank. Priest around the outside. He'll have the inside line if he can maintain that outside, but you can see de Cunha very wily there, just forces him wide and does not allow him to take the inside line for turn 2.
Look at that, Fourie on the outside, all the way down to Cape Town corner they will be going. And I'll tell you who's got the grunt, because they get on the brakes really, really, really late. The Afrox BMW we know can stop on a tickie, and so can Johan Fourie.
Look at how Fourie's having to push Melville Priest. Priest looking for a way. All of a sudden, the Subaru's back up, and he's bridged the gap between himself and 3rd place, Johan Fourie. India Oil's Audi is having to work double time now. Going on the attack to catch the Afrox BMW, but going on the defensive to keep the Sassel Subaru behind him.
Chop Sapuka further back in the field, not having it his own way at the moment. He needs to push a bit harder. But now we're through Malmesbury as well. Very tricky there. We saw Michael Steven go off earlier on there, but it's a straight sprint down to the back. Has the 350Z got the grunt? It seems to be the case. Of course, he's driving a really, really good line right now. Fourie can't go on the inside, and of course, the BMW can't go around the outside.
They look for the inside line, but it's not there because there's just cars in the way. And now we've got 5 cars because Taylor has also bridged the gap. He's now onto the tailpiece and looking up the exhaust pipe of that Sasso Subaru. He's bringing Chop Sapuka along for the ride. And Paolo Acuna is basically the second part of this massive sandwich of 6 cars at the front end of Bridgestone.
Grunewald down on the outside. The BMW goes down the outside. Will he follow him? Of course, there's no way through there. Furry on the inside. Kenny Grunewald has to back up a little bit. He'll try again, there's no doubt about that. And all over him right now is Anthony Taylor.
That's why he had to back out. He saw Taylor coming and had to go defensive to keep him from sneaking through. Grunewald tries to go on the inside. Here comes Furry. A late bit of braking there from Grunewald. Grunewald sneaks through. I saw that coming. And the Sasso Subaru, a little bit of rubbing between the two of them. It's all-wheel drive versus Quattro, and the all-wheel drive car has won out again. Driving around the outside into the kink, heading down towards turn 3, Rose Foundation. What a move there from Grunewald.
How did he see that gap? Because I only saw it after the fact. He saw it going in there. Amazing driving.
No, he's not a multiple champion in these kind of cars, and of course in V8s, that's the kind of skill you need. You see a line, it opens up all of a sudden, and you just dive in there and make it yours.
So, Kenny Grunewald now collecting points in a big way. Here's a straight dice. The BMW, the Team Afrox on the outside. Grunewald looking for a way in that Sasso Subaru. He goes on the inside of the BMW. Melville Priest didn't have an answer. That's the second time he's done that.
Yeah, let's see if Melville Priest can actually get better drive. He can't. The all-wheel drive system just kicks in, and he now tucks in behind, all side by side with Melville Priest. Priest manages to find a gear coming out of the kick, heading down towards turn 1, West Bank corner. There are 2 cars abreast. Henry Grunewald tucks in, tries to get a little bit of slipstream, but there seems to be a problem on Grunewald's car. He slowed up dramatically there as they came down towards West Bank. He managed to find whatever the problem was and sort it out, and now comes out of West Bank, sitting in 3rd place, still behind the BMW.
Well, let's not take this away from Marco Acuna because he is driving a very clever and astute race.
Coming into engine now. Acuna is having one of the drives of his life. He's watching in the background as all the action happens, and there you go. It had to happen. A bit of a force there from Henry Grunewald. Forces Priest wide, and look at that. It might be the Audi sneaking through into 3rd place. They come through side by side. Whoa, sideways action, and a big slide there coming out. But Furry sneaks through, and Taylor might just do the same thing to his teammate.
Looking at the back, Chop Sapuka, I think his rubber could be going. He's not getting the same kind of drive or the grip at the moment, but the action is not at the back, it's at the front in a big way.
Yeah, but check it out. Chop Sapuka's closed up on those BMWs now. The little in-house scrap between the 2 Afrox boys has slowed them down, and Chop Sapuka is now within pouncing position. So he wants to sneak through and probably just jump ahead. He might be able to get these guys coming down to Cape Town corner. It's the inside line being held out there by the BMW, and, well, it's Anthony Taylor going defensive as always, keeping Sapuka out.
Tell me, Greg, did you hear that door shut?
Only just. It's slammed, bud. Can you believe how hard he's pushing? This is great stuff. Class A Bridgestone production cars putting on one of the best shows yet today. Heading down towards West Bank corner. Furry wants to go around the outside. Remember, Johan Furry is driving the wheels off this Audi. It'll be the last time he's in this A4. And, of course, he's also driving for the memory of his dad.
Yeah, there's also another rumor flying around as well that we might have a new addition in terms of going to Port Elizabeth. It might be Modak in one of the Terry Moss's A4 Audis.
Can't wait to see that. That'll be awesome. That'll be another Audi into the mixture. And onto the inside, Grunewald has made a move. He's just keeping everybody behind him. He's trying to go as defensive as possible. This is the final corner, Cape Town corner. It looks like the Nissan has done enough to take a victory. That is going to be awesome. The last time we saw a Nissan take a victory was in the hands of Leroy Poulter. So it is about time we've seen a Nissan at the front end. And it's going to be the Q8 Tubular Tech Man who is going to make it #1 for the 350Z team.
Well done, Marco Acuna.
Coming across the line, Furry takes 2nd place. He's going to be ecstatic to be on the podium. And well done to the India Oil Audi team. That's the last time we hopefully see the A4 in action. He'll be in an S4 by the time we get to PE.
So, confirmation of those results. The final race for Marco Acuna wins it. Johan Furry in 2nd. Melville Priest from Team Afrox in 3rd. Anthony Taylor and Chop Sapuka in 5th.
Beating out Henry Grunewald right across the line as Grunewald's boost pipe came off. And Michael Stephen, unfortunately, with a DNF.
A start to the finish. Marco Acuna, absolutely brilliant. You held off. You were under a lot of pressure for at least 6 laps.
Yeah, I think down here in Cape Town, everyone was so close the whole weekend. So we knew it was going to be a close race. But I just kept going, put my head down and went for it.
You must have felt that knowing you were on the pace in practice the day before and to also qualify, you know that there was a little bit more that you had to do, and to get that opportunity with the inverted grid and get on pole, you made that car very wide.
Well, yeah, that's exactly right. You know, we had a bit of a crash in the second race, so I must say a big thanks to the whole Chiblatech RNA Q8 Oil team. They just did a magnificent job of getting the car back together, and we kept it flag to flag victory.
Heading to Aldo Scribanti in round 3 of the Bridgestone production cars. Anthony Taylor now takes the lead, 2 points ahead of his teammate. Henny Groenewald is only 2 points back, 4 points in the top 3.
Hi, I'm Henny Groenewald from Team Sassel Subaru. Please join us at the next round at Aldous Scribanti in PE, 30th of April. See you there.
Don't stray too far away because Class T action comes up after this. Qualifying in Class T was all about this man. Indy Oil Golf GTI, Graham Nathan taking another pole position.
And of course he picked up 3 points for qualifying first. Gary Fumato from T Ford Racing picked up 2 points, and Bonafide qualifying third picked up 1 point.
So second row of the grid, as you said, Bonafide in the Ferroto Golf GTI. Alongside him, Michael van Rooyen in the Opel Astra.
2 Volkswagen GTIs on the next row, Niaz Modak and Kieran Kwambi.
Fourth row of the grid is also a Golf GTI versus a BMW, and Ibrahim Levy and Michelle Singh will go at it, just ahead of Sean Dermody.
2010, Gary, was an indifferent year for you. It's been a remarkable start to 2011.
Yeah, it's been a great win at Killarney, as we all know, but we need to do something of the same here in Cape Town today. And well, I think it just shows you the cars are super close. There's no doubt about it. I mean, there's nothing in it between first and second. I think now that the weight swing may help us, even if it's 20 kilos. It's what we need now because it's so close, which is great.
Getting it on pole once again, Graham Nathan. Well done.
Thank you very much. I thought the weight would work against us quite a lot, but my team's done a superb job once again, and they've pumped out performance in my VW Golf. So we went out there, they tried hard, I tried as hard, and it all came together. Whether or not Gary had an error, I'm not sure, or a problem. But the race is going to be hard because I think the entire field is covered by probably a second, so it's not going to be easy, not for a long time.
Never easy, especially in Class T. This is probably the brat pack of our production cars. We see it in the 600s. Now we go to battle in the Class Ts. And Gennaro looks like he might have got the drop here and sneaks through. Does he? Yes, he does, into second place.
I'll tell you another thing, Greg. Another car to watch out for here today, because he's not up at the front at the moment, is Niaz Modak. He really is put a blistering pace on practice and also a bit of qualifying as well. So car to watch.
Kind of likes the Circuit 2, spends a lot of time in the GTI Challenge down here, so has a bit of hometown track advantage. But right now we're on board with Fumato looking at the back end of Bonafide, and he's not happy about that. There are 2 GTIs in front of him, and the Ford Racing man has got some work to do.
He never likes being behind anything, Gary Fumato.
Heading down towards Rose Foundation. Look at that, Kieran Kwambi on the inside of Michelle Singh. He didn't get a great start. Modak has got away from him and is putting pressure onto the back end of Van Rooyen. Where is Dermody? Still at the back end. So, lots of work to do for Sean Dermody to come through and help out his teammate. And he's already starting to push and put the pressure onto Ibrahim Levy.
Well, I'm absolutely amazed to see that OPC Astra from Michael van Rooyen out there. The team has worked tirelessly. They had a huge big problem. Replaced a lot of the parts from a broken engine, and just how they got it out here is beyond me. But it did well on the dyno. Will it last, though?
Yep, on to the braking markers for Cape Town Corner. We'll have to wait and see if that's the case. Right now, it looks pretty good. It's in 4th place and putting pressure onto Fumato. So, ex-teammate, remember, he was part of the Ford Racing team last year. He stepped across to the Opel, and it looks like it's working for him. Modak is coming too. The Woodmead Auto Man is just behind Michael van Rooyen, but it's GTIs 1 and 2, and at this stage, it's Nathan who leads out.
Gennaro Bonafide, very tight on Nathan. Just gives him a little slight kiss there. Gets it all squirrely as well on the way down to engine corner. And it's still Nathan leading out as well. And he's carried the most weight. And Gennaro Bonafide there, he's saying, come on, go. I need to go faster.
No, he's telling Gary Fumato, come on, help me out here. Let's try and catch Nathan. He knows that the pressure's coming from behind. And he's saying, well, I've got the pace. You've got the pace. If we work together, we can catch Nate.
Well, they're going to have to, because at the moment he's just steaming ahead in this Class T action. Gennaro Bonafide, Fumato on the inside, and the OPC of Michael van Rooyen is still there.
It's right there, but it's got Modak on his tail. Kwambi's now starting to bridge the gap too, so Kieran Kwambi's found a little bit of extra pace here in the second half of race 1. Remember, there are 6 laps of action here, and at this stage, there are 4 different manufacturers playing at the front end, which is great to see.
On board with Gareth and Martel on the way down to Cape Town corner. Be interested to see what sort of speeds they're getting up to. Look at that, all over Nathan. Who's going to brake hardest? Oh, this is so close. Fernando trying to have a look at the outside, ducks back on the inside. He's got no chance, gives him a little tap. Fernando, oh, he tries to get there on the track. There's no room there.
Yeah, well, he tried everything and unfortunately ran out of track in trying to do that. But now has to go defensive because the Opel is pushing pressure and pushing hard. You can see the 2 GTIs have got away now that that mistake was made. Fernando losing a little bit of drive coming out of that maneuver, and now maybe even losing out to the Opel. They are side by side down the back straightaway, looking for a way. Unfortunately, Michael van Rooyen on the wrong side of the track.
Yeah, on the inside, Michael van Rooyen. Just have a look at that car. I'm seeing little plumes of white smoke coming out. None of it's normal, but just keep an eye on that, Greg.
So they're coming down to the line. It's going to be Graham Nathan to take the first victory from Gennaro Bonafide. Formata will hang on only just to outdo the Opel of Michael van Rooyen. But a great start to today's racing for Class T. It's Volkswagens 1 and 2, Ford in 3rd, Opel in 4th.
And more success penalties for Graham Nathan.
Confirmation of those results, Graham Nathan in the Indy Oil Volkswagen GTI takes the victory ahead of Gennaro Bonafide in his Ferrotto Racing GTI, Gary Formato, the BP Castrol Ford, Williams Hunt Opel in 4th, and Nayaz Modak in 5th.
In 6th, Kieran Kwambi. In 7th, Ibrahim Levy. Marcel Singh in 8th. 9th, Sean Dumity.
Was once again Graham Nathan, and you must have been really, really stoked with this result right now.
Absolutely, it was just amazing. The car's really heavy. Gennaro and Gary were scrapping frantically, and I just put my head down. I thought if I can just not make an error, it'll turn out quite good, and it did. It was just great.
Now, the fantastic thing about this at the moment for Class T second race, an inverted grid, this could go your way because only 6 cars are being inverted.
Yeah, not as many as at Killarney, so we start higher up. We're going to be in the mix of it right away, and let's see how it ends up.
6 cars inverted, and a rolling start has been decided by the Class A boys, so Class D have to just form up behind and do exactly the same thing.
Racing action underway again. Here we go. 6 laps of sheer sprint racing in Cape Town. What a place to be.
Kieran Kwambi got the whole shot, and he was also on pole. He comes into Cape Town, or into Westbank corner, I should say, with Nayaz Modak all over the back of him. So it's GTIs 1 and 2, then Michael van Rooyen, and we're on board with the 3rd GTI of Gennaro Bonafide.
Yeah, Kwambi on pole, Modak was there, van Rooyen, Formato, Bonafide, Nathan, Levy, Marcel Singh, and Dumity. That's how it all pans out as we start the second race.
Bonafide looking to go on the inside here, trying to get good drive out of Engen corner. Head down towards the little kink, then it's down to Rose Foundation, and look how hard Michael van Rooyen is pushing pressure onto the back end of Nayaz Modak. Modak trying to sneak through, Kwambi saw him coming, and another one of those cases of slamming the door.
Shut tight, so they say. Into Malmesbury. It's a really tricky corner. The car drifts, you get a little bit of understeer over there as well. On the way down to the back straight as well. Hello, sir. Would you mind moving your head?
If you don't mind. Kwambi, look at this, on the back end. He's about to pick up a Golf GTI trailer. And it's Nayaz Modak going defensive, trying to keep out Van Rooyen. Look out for the Ford and the other 2 GTIs. And in fact, look at that. The Ford has got ahead as Kwambi goes defensive, keeping Modak out. The Ford of, I think that is Germany, has snuck through and got ahead of Bonafide.
Oh, look at the drive from Michael van Rooyen. That Astra is really quick.
So they go down onto the main straightaway now, starting another lap, crossing the line, and Michael van Rooyen is pushing to try and take the lead here. Never mind anything else. Look at Formato on the inside, trying to find a way through. He taps Modak. Oh, and there's big contact there. Modak gets spun out, put into the wall, and what was Formato thinking? 2 wheels on the dirt. You can't go up the inside of Westbank corner with 2 Bridgestone tyres on the dirty stuff.
No, you're 100% right, and really, you can't go in there at that pace and expect, I mean, your car's going to drift. I mean, you're going to hit somebody. There's no doubt about it. What impressed me, here's the replay of it as well. Look at that. Nah.
There's no line there, bud. I'm sorry.
No,
there is no line. Formato goes on the inside, taps Modak. Modak, fortunately, not getting in the way of Van Rooyen. Well done, Michael van Rooyen, for hitting the brakes there, because you could have T-boned that car. It looks like it's affected the Opel because it's slowing down dramatically as they go down the back straightaway. So let's just revive everything here. It's Kwambi out front. It's Formato in second, then Bonafide, then we've got Nathan. But I don't know if, yeah, there's Germany, and then Levy. So the Opel is definitely gone. Modak spun out, as we saw, and there comes Michelle Singh. So a little bit of destruction on lap 2 of race 2.
Yeah, I don't know whether Gary Formato's going to pick up some problems there, because he did hit that 2 wheels on the dirt with a bit of a thump. But anyway, hopefully nothing untoward. So
Doesn't look like it's affecting him. Right now he's on the back end of Kwambi looking for a way through. Kieran Kwambi, the Interfile, tyres in transit car. Look at that, all running wide. Formato right on his tail. The BP Castrol Ford racing machine trying to close down. This ST has got some serious pace here and closes right up on the back end of this GTI 5.
Into engine all the way through to Damps, and then it's the Rose Sweep as well. Some new names at this track in the Killarney in Cape Town. Of course, they're coming to terms with it as well, but it doesn't defeat from the object of great racing, that's for sure.
Problem for Formato. Oh, the suspension is broken on the back end of the car. And I'm telling you what, that is from that incident. He went on the inside, he's broken the suspension by going up the inside line there, and that is going to cost him dearly. Fortunately, Germany is sitting in a good place there, which is now third place on the road, but he's got the two teammates of Nathan's Motorsport leading and behind him, and he's got Lee Thompson racing in front of him. That's Gennaro Bonafini. 3 GTIs and a Ford ST, but Germany all on his own now. So it's up to him to fly that Ford flag very high.
Well, in fact, they've done really well because they have been on the podium in all of the races. Either it's Dumini or it's Formato. So it's a nice record. And, of course, as we see right now, Sean Dumini is the only one that can actually fly that flag right now and chasing down Gennaro Bonafini in a big way.
So last time they go down the back straight in anger for race 3, they're coming down to the braking markers. I think that Gennaro will probably go as defensive as ever. He holds that inside line. He hugs onto it. There's no way that Ford is going to come past. And I think Graham Nathan just sitting behind is going, okay, you guys scrap it out. I'm quite happy to finish up here. I'll get some points in the bag. My closest rival is not going to finish this race, and that's probably why he's not pushing as hard. But it's not over yet, because Germany is going to come side by side with Gennaro Bonafini. Will he sneak second place away from Bonafini? There's a good possibility, and he does so. Can you believe that? On the last lap, across the line, the Ford sneaks ahead of Gennaro Bonafini.
And on the podium again. Fantastic. Well done, Ford Racing. So let's have a look at the final results of that race. Race number 2, it was Kieran Kwambi, Sean Dumini in second, third, Gennaro Bonafini, Graham Nathan in fourth, Ebrahim Levy in fifth.
Good recovery from Modak up to 6th place, Michelle Singh in 7th, Formato 4 laps down, and Van Rooyen 5 laps down.
Wasn't easy out there, was it, Kieran?
No, it definitely wasn't. The guys are all very close, and the times are all so close. Qualified 6th, which isn't great at all. And I mean, the guys are so close, I couldn't actually catch the guys in the first race. But second race went well. We inverted the top 6, so I started on pole. Some of the guys were sleeping on the start and managed to get a good start and just kept it in front while the guys tangled up behind me.
Drivers, heroes, legends, motorsports and passion. It is a world where mere men and women try and make their mark and cement their names in history.
Bridgestone production cars, legends. Terry Moss.
Legends that still come to mind.
Sean van der Linde, Michael Briggs, Janelle de Villiers.
Kurt Alchin still drives, a great driver.
Tony Viana.
These are big legendary names.
Take a look around you.
These drivers of today, the legends of tomorrow.
So, race number 3 as we get into it, a sprint race, 6 laps, and of course this time is off the fastest lap time of the first race, Greg.
Which means Graham Nathan inherits pole position and heads down to West Bank Corner in the lead. Gennaro Bonafini going to try and do the exact same thing he did in race 1, and that's get to second into turn 1, and he's done it. He's up the inside and got ahead of the 2 Fords, and is now sitting right behind his ex-stablemate.
Now, there's going to be lots of pressure from those 2 Fords. We can see that in the picture at the moment. Gary Formato, Sean Dumini, who seems to be finding a bit of pace and driving a lot better at the moment. And will their record continue of finding a podium in every single race continue?
Got to say a big up to the Ford team for sorting Formato's car out after the broken suspension of race 2. But he's now back in contention in 3rd place. Then his teammate, Sean Dumini. BP Castrol forwards are there, 3 and 4. Behind them comes Kwambi, then it's Modak. Behind Modak, a good start for Michelle Singh. The 120 diesel, that's the Liqui-Moly BMW, is right up there and improving every single time they go out.
He is. He's really starting to drive really well. And he's not being found wanting as well. He's really getting that car around this track. Gennaro Bonafide, oh, look at this. It's a straight dice down to Cape Town corner. Does he have the nuts and bolts to do it? Nathan on the inside. He's not having any of it. Gennaro will have to go around. Yeah, he tapped off a little bit. You know, they're playing nicely, boys. They're playing nicely.
They certainly are. It's basically the master and the protege. And the protege also getting to grips with this car now and learning the way around Cape Town. Two forwards still sitting right behind each other in 3rd and 4th place. But looks like Kwambi is bringing Modak along for the battle. There's going to be 2 forwards all on their own, taking on 4 GTIs.
The thing I like about this format as well is this inverted grid as well, Greg. I mean, you never know. There's an element of luck. You don't know whether 4, 6 or 8 cars are going to be inverted. So we look forward to the next one, but the action's right here. Nathan's leading out. Gennaro Bonafide trying to close him down. The 2 forwards under a bit of pressure. They need to get closer. Duminy has a look on the inside. Kwambi's along for the ride as well. And Modak, well, I'll tell you what, I've been impressed with him all day.
Yeah, he's had a great day, hasn't he? The 2 GTIs up front, I don't think Gennaro's going to find a way past. Maybe he's got a sneaky little ace up his sleeve. He tried to go side by side and door to door with Nathan. He's now going to try and get the slipstream. He gets into the slipstream, pulls out. See the little bit of extra power he gets. That might do it. Look at that. I think he's got past Nate. He has gone around the outside of Graham Nathan. No, he has not. Graham Nathan comes back so late on the brakes. Unbelievable, Nathan, as always. How does he do it? We don't know, but well done, Graham. Keeping out the protege. The 2 GTIs have had a fantastic dice here in race 3, as have the 2 forwards. But it is going to be Graham Nathan to take another victory here in Cape Town.
And look how far they were ahead as well.
Managed to pull a big gap over the 2 forwards. So they come through in 3rd and 4th place. And it looks like it's going to be Kwambi and Modak fighting for the second part of 5 and 6.
All right, let's get confirmation of those results here for the 3rd race at Killarney in Cape Town. Graham Nathan wins it. Gennaro Bonafide in 2nd. Gary Formato, Sean Duminy, the 2 forwards. And in 5th, Kieran Kwambi.
He won out his battle with Modak. Ibrahim Levy came through in 7th. Michelle Singh in the BMW in 8th. And unfortunately, a DNF there for Michael van Rooyen. Into race 4, it's 6 cars inverted and a rolling start. Class T about to go at it, but look at the gap in the Class Ts. They definitely haven't held up onto the back end, and that's going to be costly for some of these cars as the race starts. Look at the 2 forwards. They are flying as the lights go out, and we are racing. Modak on pole, Kwambi alongside.
I can't see the OPC Opel Astra for Michael van Rooyen. That looks terminal, as we mentioned earlier on. Anyway, down the inside. Oh, look at it. Oh, no, Formato touches Kieran Kwambi. He's gone missing in the kitty litter.
Formato trying the inside line again. This time he was on the track, but trying to take on 2 GTIs. Has he won out? No, he hasn't. Modak is going to keep him honest. And into turn 2, engine corner. Formato's in 2nd. Bonafide on his outside. He's got his teammate Duminy on his inside. And Duminy trying to keep Bonafide out. Can he do it? As they come through there, watch this. Oh, Bonafide 2 wheels on the dirt and manages to get ahead. But Duminy comes straight back at him. And look at Evie. Levy's looking for a way past Graham Nathan.
Yeah, it's being chased down as well by Michelle Singh in that BMW. But I'll tell you what, the action, fast and furious. Modak is on the outside. Formato's got him, I think. He's got more grunt into Malmesbury. Yes, it'll be Gary Formato. What power, what precision, what driving skill.
Yeah, good stuff there, but this time he did it a little bit more cleanly than we saw into turn 1. And into turn 4, oh, Bonafide unfortunately losing out here big time. Duminy goes through, so does Nathan. I'm not quite sure what happened there with Gennaro, but he was caught napping, and a Ford and a GTI have snuck through on him, and he's now down in 5th.
Wow, you cannot afford to lose 2 places in racing like this, not at 6 laps.
So as they come across the line now, lap 1 completed. Formato leads out, Modak in 2nd, then it's Duminy. Side-by-side action from Bonafide and Nathan. Nathan's going to have the inside line for West Bank corner, so he should be able to hang on to it. Look at Duminy pulling out of the slipstream of the GTI. Onto the brakes, can he make it? No, he's not quite close enough.
How has Graham Nathan looked after his tyres, because he's had to be driving the whole day with carrying a lot of weight.
So as they come out, oh, Bonafide nearly being taken out by Modak. Modak drifted a bit wide out of West Bank corner, went onto the dirty stuff, came back, and now he's still on the inside. You can see Bonafide not able to take that inside line just yet. Has he got around him? Well, we'll have to wait as they come down towards the kink now. There are 2 GTIs absolutely side by side.
3 of 6, and we're halfway through it. It's still the 2 Fords. Ford Racing 1 and 2. Pressure coming to bear from Gennaro Bonafide on their way down to corner number 2, engine corner. It is very, very close. We're on board right now. Gennaro Bonafide in that VW
It's looking good. He's putting pressure under Sean Duminy into engine corner. No chance around the outside. He'll have a look on the inside, but he's got to be careful. He can't leave a gap there because somebody behind him, and it looks like it could be Nathan, will come through very quickly.
More importantly, he's got to get ahead of the Ford. Duminy is making this Ford very wide. There's Nathan sneaking through. As you said, Steve, perfectly done. Graham Nathan sneaks into third place. That's where he needs to be. He realizes that with Formato leading, he cannot afford to be too far back and behind those two Fords. Right now, he's got his eyes set on Sean Duminy, and Bonafide's got his eyes set to retake that position from Nathan.
On the way down the back straight to Cape Town corner, I'm just amazed. I mean, you can put as much weight on that car as you want with Graham Nathan. He'll always get it to the pole position and probably win it as well. Unbelievable stuff.
Good driving, that's what it's all about. Down into Cape Town corner. Late braking's required here from Duminy. He does just that to keep both the GTRs behind him. He's doing the tail gunner roll here and playing the team game. There's no doubt about it because he's trying to keep... Oh, and look at him! He comes right across on Nathan. What was that all about? There was more than enough room for both the cars. Duminy, he is really pushing Nathan to the limit here. They are side by side. Great onboard stuff and superb camera work, Gennaro. Thanks very much, bud.
Into West Bank corner, still leading out. Oh, look, it's really tight. Nathan on the outside. Gennaro Bonafide's got the better line. He'll just follow Sean Duminy around, and Nathan's going to have to do it all again. Final lap, Greg.
Yeah, look at the Ford's got away now. Looks like Nathan is definitely starting to battle with the extra weight. Bonafide's going to sneak through and possibly steal that third place away. He's done it. Bonafide in the Ferrodo Racing GTI comes through. Indy Oil's GTI is going to have to settle for fourth place, or is he? The two Fords will come through, and great driving from the two of them. But, wow, it could have been a whole lot different as they come across the line. Fords 1 and 2, GTIs 3, 4, and 5.
So let's get confirmation of the final results for our final sprint race in Cape Town at Killarney. And it goes something like this. So, leading out and the winner, Gary Formato, Sean Duminy in second, in third, Gennaro Bonafide, Graham Nathan, great drive in fourth, and in fifth, Niaz Modak.
Ibrahim Levy takes up sixth place, Michelle Singh in the BMW in seventh, Kieran Kwambi way down after a bit of problems, and Van Rooyen with that DNF.
And again, you kind of picked up where you left off, although this time around, you had it dialed in for Killarney. Killarney was just a different beast altogether.
Yeah, you said dominance. We certainly were dominant here today, in my case, in any event. Just a tough weekend. You know, we had that suspension failure in race 2, which obviously cost us a lot of points. But we came back nicely, hauled back what we could. I think to end of the day with the winners quite good. However, the car needs more pace, there's no doubt about it. So we've got to go and find out what went wrong. I think we didn't change much from Killarney. We really were hooked up at Killarney. So we need to understand what the problem is and sort it out.
So Sean Duminy found some pace eventually. You must have been delighted to actually finally start racing.
Definitely, Steve. The car was awesome. All thanks to the team. We didn't have a great start with qualifying in race 1, but thereafter it seemed to pick up nicely. And a 1-2 in the last race is awesome.
Round 3 coming up. Graham Nathan has a nice lead of 5 points ahead of Gary Formato. Gennaro Bonafide has closed in on Formato. Kwambi a bit down, and Sean Duminy up into the top 5.
So having a look at the points for the manufacturers, Volkswagen leading out 253, BMW in second, Audi in third, Ford is fourth, fifth, Subaru, Nissan in sixth and 7. It's the Opel needing to improve.
Hi, I'm Gennaro Bonafide from the Ferrodo Racing Volkswagen Golf GTI. Join us at Aldo Scribanti on the 30th of April. See you there.
For more information on the West Bank Super Series, log on to their website, westbanksuperseries.co.za.
Well, that's a wrap of the Bridgestone production cars, as well as round 2 of the West Bank Super Series in Cape Town, Killarney. Our next stop is in Port Elizabeth at Aldo Scribanti. My name is Gugu. See you next time.